looking very much like the pillar, right? The central pillar, or so like a tree, a farm tree, but the central pillar, Rupus nigra, or the tree of life. Is that what this is representing? And of course, this is all geometry, and geometry, all shapes give off a field, like an electromagnetic field, right? So, good geometry gives off good fields, right? And all this brutalism that we see, all these boxes, it's brutal. It gives off bad fields, and that's why people get unhealthy and sick, is we're all living in boxes. Ceilings, we have these cathedrals, right? And we all know about sound and the work of Dr. Emoto and freezing ice crystals and cymatics. And basically what it means is when you play frequency or music through different mediums, you get geometric shapes. And we see these shapes all over the place. And they are in cathedrals, and they are on cathedral ceilings. Like this one now. Where's this? This is the Baptistry of St. John in Florence in Italy. And we've got, what's that? 4, an octagon. Of course, we've got Jesus. He's not in a vesica Pisces. He's in a circle this time. And concentric, we've got this sort of fractal. See how things are sort of being pushed towards the center there? And this is, a fairly basic one, obviously. But, I mean, until you have to build it, right? I mean, look at the work that's gone into that. This is from the Basilica della Sagrada Familia, the one that is in Barcelona. They've been building it for like 200 years or something. I think Gaudi who started it? And look at this. I mean, this is just like, what? Look at this stuff. Just cymatic patterns everywhere, built into bigger cymatic patterns. And this is what we say, right? These cathedrals, all about sound, with their organs and things and their choirs. Familiar symbol there. It looks just like a star fort. I've literally got a picture of a star fort that looks exactly like that. Crosses. Obviously, there's other symbolism going on here. Crosses normally symbolize the sky and our stars, and we've got the glory of God here, and this some kind of doorway or coat of arms. Is that looks like the devil symbol, like the hand, the hard rock, heavy metal, 2 fingers up symbol, doesn't it? There you go, rock around the clock. This is in the Temple of Bhuj in Kutch in India. And I mean, this is just ridiculous, right? Look at the work that's gone into this. But again, all cymatic shapes. These are all cymatic patterns. So what are they? And there's so many of these, engravings of people, looking like they're doing something. Like, what are these telling us? There's got to be a story here. I don't think they're random. But just, I mean, the intricacy and work that goes into these ceilings is just insane. Here's another one. We've all probably seen a cymatic that looks like this, and of course star fort's very similar. And again, just to build this, you can see it, all the contours here. It's not just a flat, what is that? Hexagon. You can see that's lower than this. This is all contoured. So that's not easy to make and come out with a perfect circle, right? When these are all on different levels and going up and down, and then of course in the stained glass window all around it, again, more cymatic patterns. And some of these patterns are also eerily similar to electromagnetic symbolism that they use in electrics and things like ohm signs and all that kind of stuff. Here's some more. Got the angels, the 4 angels. All right, around the round flat earth. Mount Meru in the middle. Inlands, maybe Hyperborea, and the outer lands. And this, we see this design on the top of all the buildings. If that was the outside, it'd be the same thing. The dome, with the spire and pillars or angels around the outside, or 4 smaller domes sometimes. This one's made out of brick. Imagine having to make this. Where would you start? Just the maths and the engineering that would have to go into getting all these bricks cut the exact right size, angles and everything, and then to get them all in there perfectly. And this webbing of whatever this stuff is, probably geopolymer, pretty amazing. And then just there, these cymatic sort of symbol flower. They look a lot like the watches too, don't they? From that we see on the Sumerian, the Sumerian carvings and glyphs, which is interesting, right? Because we're told they're the watches, right? And they wear watches. It's very, very interesting. Here's some more now. A lot of these, obviously, this is new age, new world religion, should we say it? All this symbolism. So a lot of these have been repainted, or at least imagined. I don't know if it's actually paint. These stories we get of Michelangelo lying on his back for years to paint the Sistine Chapel. It doesn't seem very likely, really, does it? And there's big questions about all the artists, really, when you look into it, all the Renaissance artists. I mean, look at this stuff. I mean, we don't even imagine this stuff today. And we know we don't, because people get in these buildings and they're like, oh my God. And yep, there he is, right on the ceiling. So just crazy. So again, these are all cathedrals. There you go. Nice classic cymatic pattern. Next to the, of course, stained glass windows with their cymatic patterns up the top. Almost looks like there's sound being funneled up into this, doesn't it? And we don't know where the organ is. It could all be connected, but basically pumping out good vibrations, I think. And does this, is probably just a symbol of the type of cymatic. I mean, they could probably read these in the old world. They probably look at that and go, oh, that's wellness, or whatever, right? Because every frequency has a shape and a color, and it does a certain thing. I mean, look at this. This is Morelia Cathedral in Mexico. And talk about going overboard. And this place is, and again, it's the same, right? Same patterns that we saw in Europe. We got in Mexico, these same design patterns, logos, cymatics, whatever you want to call them. Always the same. Is that the fleur-de-lis? Fleur-de-lis everywhere. More cymatic ceilings, and of course, cymatic windows over here. And you can see it's a repeating pattern too of this same cymatic. So, I mean, this could even be some kind of, wiring or whatever, some kind of cable connections to connect it all electrically, who knows? Because you see it everywhere, don't you? This kind of, doesn't seem necessary. It's just sort of facading, but pretty insane. And just stained glass everywhere, right? To let the light in. Got to be enlightened. Looking very much like the pillar, right? The central pillar, also like a tree, a farm tree, but the central pillar, Rupus Nigra, or the tree of life. Is that what this is representing? And of course, this is all geometry, and geometry, all shapes give off a field, like an electromagnetic field, right? So, good geometry gives off good fields, right? And all this brutalism that we see, all these boxes, it's brutal. It gives off bad fields, and that's why people get unhealthy and sick, is we're all living in boxes. That is not good for our energy bodies. This is Santa Maria della Vittoria in Rome, Italy. Again, pretty amazing. And these things are just everywhere. Cymatic ceilings. Oh, that's a colourful one. Looks like a game, doesn't it? I mean, look at that. Every ceiling's different. All these two are the same, but look at that. Different designs, right? Just why not? If you can make it harder, make it harder. And look, we've got a monstrance here. Mini cathedral. Pipe organs. So this one's got all the kit. Again, just, St. Albans Cathedral in the UK. And you can see, this it wouldn't be that hard to inlay these bits with, retrofitted paintings. But it doesn't mean that they're the same age as this, because this is on another scale to painting. More of those. Oh, have we seen that one? Don't know. Is that the Flower of Life? Kind of. Not quite. This is St. Paul's Cathedral in London. And again, this is a cymatic shape in the middle here. I've definitely seen that one. And these are all musical notes as well as, vibrations, frequencies, intentions, colors, because all is one, right? St. Peter's Basilica in the Vatican. And see how they've all got this similar design, haven't they? They've got their dome in the middle with this one's got 4 pillars. This one's got 4 angels. You can see here, these are angels in the corners. So they're all showing a similar thing, right? Again, dome, and they've got the mountain or the tree in the middle. This one's got 4 openings, 4 arches, 4 arcs, maybe archangels. Again, dome in the middle, got the tree, the tree, and 1, 2, 3, 4 arcs. That one's a little bit different, but you see what I'm saying here again in the middle, and we've got the 4 around the outside, around the outside, around the outside. And we see this on the top as well. Now the domes with either 4 domes around them or 4 statues or 4 pillars. I mean, look at that's ridiculous. So all cymatic shapes. And so I wonder if they tell you what, frequency, what this machine, right, this cathedral machine, what it was pumping out. This might tell you this is for, to cure depression or to gain wealth or who knows, right, to get rid of kidney stones. And so you go to the right cathedral, get that right frequency pumped in, just like a rife machine, right? Or like the tuning forks that we were talking with Eileen. And this cross, this is just everywhere, isn't it? This sort of cross, feature with the 2 on the outside, then a cross. Pretty interesting. There it is again. What's going on there? That looks, well, you can still see there's still cymatic patterns in here, right? See that sort of flower thing there? Oops, and there we go. That is the last one. But as you can see, all very similar. And these are from all over the place. This is from Germany, Cologne Cathedral. We all want to live a healthier, more natural life. And after the last few years, many of us are a little wary of doctors and their wares. So, in my opinion, it's a good idea to learn how to grow your own. That's right, grow your own medicinal plants. But how do you do that? Well, you do it with the complete natural pharmacy for your backyard. Now, this garden medicinal kit actually comes with the seeds you'll need. It comes with the seeds of 10 easy to grow plants that you can grow in your garden. And then it also shows you how to turn these plants into salves, tinctures, teas, etc., that you can use to heal yourself and your family naturally. There's yarrow, the backyard wound healer. Marshmallow, which is great for any digestive issues you might be having. Evening Primrose, a natural remedy for skin and nerves. And Echinacea, which is the most powerful immunity plant, and everyone should be growing it, and much more. So click the link below in the description and find out some more information of how you can start to grow your own medicinal herbs and start to take charge of your own and your family's health. Click the link below and start to heal yourself naturally.